Hey guys, so the other day I managed to purchase a lot of mushrooms for a very affordable price. So today we're going to start preserving some of those because I don't want them to go to waste. We're going to be doing mushrooms in oil today, and you can do, I'm going to give you different options to be doing different ways with it. So let's just get on with it. First off, we're going to have 500 ml of water to our pan, and then we're going to add a litre. You can use white wine vinegar if you want to. I'm going to be using rice wine vinegar because it's what I have. So yeah, that's what we're going to use because this is what we've got at the end of the day. Right, get a bit more of that in there. Right, the other thing that we're going to put in there is we're going to put a few of our black peppercorns. I'm going to have a teaspoon of black peppercorns go in there. I'm actually going to put 2 teaspoons because just the pickling liquid doesn't look enough, you know. Now I'm also going to put a good half dozen to a dozen sprigs of thyme in there, fresh thyme, and 2 teaspoons of salt. Long way to do it, but you know what, it's done. Right, now we have to keep that going and bring it to the boil, and then once it's come to the boil we've got to turn it down and keep it going for about 30 minutes, and that's it. So it's brew time. This has now been bubbling away for about half an hour, and now we're going to add our mushrooms in. You just want to make sure that all the mushrooms get through the pickle. So from time to time over the next 10 minutes we're just going to give them a good stir. Now we're going to remove the mushrooms from the pickle. We're going to do this with a sieve. If you've got a slotted spoon, use a slotted spoon, but they need to go in a sieve or a colander to drain out a little bit. They have shrunk significantly, as you can see. Now I'm not sure if this is going to take 1 jar or 2, so that's why I have 2. But what I do need to do next is leave those to drip, and we're going to pour this pickle into here because we need the pot again to heat the oil. There we go. Now we can reuse that pickle for any other kind of pickle that we're going to be doing. I would probably use it for chutney. I'm going to be making a mushroom ketchup in the next couple of days, so I might use it for that. But for now, that can just sit to the side. Get the oil. Oh, well that was useful. The whole thing came out. Wow! We can deal with that again some other time. Right, so we need to have enough oil to cover what we're doing. So I'm just going to make sure that I've got a little bit more than I probably need, because again, it can be used for something else later on. Okay, now that has to heat up to 75 degrees Celsius, or what would be 170 degrees Fahrenheit. It's not going to take very long, but we are going to get our sterilised jar. Now what we do need to start doing here is popping in some thyme sprigs. A couple on the bottom there. I've got some lemon zest that I took off with a veggie peeler, so that we've got a couple of slices in there. I'm going to pop in a couple of garlic cloves and a bay leaf, and we're going to start putting in some of our mushrooms. Now we don't want to have any of the old thyme in there because it's just not going to be nice, so we just get rid of some of that. Ooh, they're warm. Ooh. Now, if you are using a sieve or you are using a slotted spoon, I would suggest either using wood or plastic. Don't use metal, as it can taint the pickle, and you don't want that. It's warm, man. It's warm. You can also use a mix of mushrooms. You don't have to use just these. These just happen to be what I have, which I was lucky enough to find at a price that I could afford to do something like this. With Christmas coming up, it's always nice to have little things like this around the place that can be added into like little tasting plates and antipasto platters and that kind of thing. Oh, looks like one jar is enough. Oh, they're warm. Get in there. Oof. Right, so in there as well, we're going to just pop in a couple more bay leaves down the side. Some of the lemon zest, a couple of garlic cloves, a bit more of the thyme, now that's actually moving, and I can see that it's coming to the temperature that we want it to be. So we're going to pour it straight into our jar. There we go. And we're just going to put a lid on. Now, because that's hot, it will actually suction seal, so heat pack seal, because the jar's hot, the lid's hot, everything's hot, and that will seal on its own. This is now will be shelf stable for the next 6 months. I've had them, to be honest, in my cupboard for a good 12 to 18 months and they've been fine. So, but you know, 6 months is pretty much the... Why is that lid not staying on? Is that too big? It doesn't seem to want to... I think the lids are too big. Oh, that's frustrating.
What is the other lids? That's not really seen.
It is?
No, that one's...
That one, because that's too big. That's frustrating as hell, actually. But this one is one of the original lids, so there we go. Right, so that can go up on the cupboard once it's all nice and cooled off. That'll take about 2 weeks until it's actually ready. And we have something that would, if we went and bought this jar like this in the shops of an antipasti, kind of kilo of antipasti, let's be honest, right? You're going to be looking at least £80 for that. And that's just button mushrooms. If you had wild mushrooms, you'd be looking at way more. So like I said, you can use whatever mushrooms you want. Just, yeah, and even the vinegar, if you want to swap it out for balsamic, swap it out for balsamic. If you want to swap it out for wine vinegar, swap it out for wine vinegar. I've used a blended olive oil because it's cheaper and more affordable for us. Ours is a blend of olive oil and rapeseed oil, which is fine for this. It's not an in-your-face oil, but it is cheaper than buying the full-on olive oil, which at the moment is about, can be anywhere from £30 to £50 for the 5 litre tin that we bought, depending on where you get it from, depending on whatever. Whereas the 5 litres that we bought was £13. We've probably used a litre of it in this, or a litre and a half. So, you know, this whole jar, because I got the mushrooms from where I got them from, I've probably used half the tray in this recipe. So that I bought them for £1.50 a tray. That's a very special offer. But if you can get mushrooms on a cheaper price, or you are foraging them or whatever, be really careful if you are foraging. Please don't do anything silly. And with the herbs are the basil homegrown, the garlic was 12p a bulb, and the thyme was just like 80p, but we've barely used the whole packet. So, you know, this whole jar's probably cost us around about £6. And like I said, if you were going to buy a jar like this, if you're in catering, or, you know, from catering places and stuff, you're looking at anywhere between 50 and 100, sometimes 120 if it's seps, morels, things like that. £120 for a jar this size. So yeah, to me, worth it? Yes. And if you wanted to do this in smaller jars for gifts, you can do that as well. Nothing's going to stop you there. Okay, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I have lots more coming up, so keep an eye out. If you did enjoy this video and you want to see more of the kinds of things that I do, please do subscribe to the channel and hit the little bell icon. That way you'll be notified whenever I put content out. And give this video a thumbs up if you have tried the recipe, or you wish to try the recipe and you have questions, etc. Just leave a comment below. Or if you have any other ideas, leave a comment below. It's all good. I will see you guys later on. Have a really, really awesome rest of your day. Bye!